At 3:14 a.m., the phone was exactly where investigators later confirmed it had remained all night. It sat on a wooden bedside table inside a quiet apartment on the outskirts of the city. Connected to a charger with the screen locked and inactive, the device belonged to Daniel Harrow, a 34-year-old logistics coordinator issued a secure company smartphone equipped with GPS tracking, encrypted authentication systems, and enterprise monitoring software. According to building access logs and hallway surveillance footage, Daniel returned home at 10:48 p.m. and never left again that night. By 12:03 a.m., the phone was idle, charging, and connected to the apartment's Wi-Fi network. Router logs later confirmed the connection remained uninterrupted for hours. Everything suggested the device had remained completely still. Then at 3:17 a.m., the first anomaly appeared. The enterprise tracking dashboard logged the phone nearly 3 kilometers away from the apartment. Engineers initially dismissed it as GPS drift, but 2 minutes later another update placed the device near an industrial district on the eastern side of the city. At 3:21 a.m., the phone appeared to be moving eastbound at 42 kilometers per hour inside what looked like a rideshare vehicle. By 3:24 a.m., application logs showed activity in the downtown area. Yet security footage inside the apartment later confirmed the phone had never moved from the bedside table. It remained connected to its charger the entire time. Every digital system insisted the phone was moving across the city, while physical reality proved it was completely stationary. Investigators launched a forensic review of the device's location data. Analysts extracted raw GPS logs from the operating system, mapping APIs, and enterprise telemetry software. All datasets agreed on one thing. The phone appeared to be traveling. The movement pattern, however, was unusual. Instead of smooth transitions, the log showed abrupt positional jumps followed by realistic movement paths aligned with actual roads. Each recorded point carried high confidence accuracy ratings, eliminating the possibility of normal GPS drift. Satellite acquisition logs confirmed the device was actively transmitting live coordinates during every recorded movement, yet the phone itself never physically left the apartment. Investigators then shifted focus to network behavior. Cell tower triangulation placed the device in multiple districts within minutes of each other, while the apartment's Wi-Fi logs showed the phone continuously connected to home network throughout the anomaly window. Telecom engineers initially suspected SIM cloning, but carrier records showed every session used the same IMEI number, encrypted certificate, and authentication signature. There was no duplicate device registered in the network. Yet 2 parallel sessions clearly existed. One session remained connected to the apartment Wi-Fi, while another appeared to travel across the city. Both sessions interacted with external systems in real time. Ride-hailing apps logged trip activity, messaging services recorded outbound timestamps, and banking systems showed login attempts from different network sectors within seconds of one another. Investigators then reconstructed physical reality. The apartment was searched under forensic supervision. The phone remained on the bedside table, untouched. No spoofing hardware, relay devices, or unauthorized equipment were found. Surveillance footage confirmed no one entered or exited during the reported movement period. Investigators next cross-referenced city traffic cameras along the route generated by the digital trail. At 3:21 a.m., cameras captured a rideshare vehicle traveling along the same route reported in the phone logs. However, the passenger seat was empty. No phone was visible inside the car. Another camera overlooking a downtown intersection recorded no device or pedestrian activity despite tracking systems showing the phone actively transmitting from that location. Every physical checkpoint contradicted the digital data, yet the digital movement remained internally consistent with realistic speed changes, turns, and stop intervals matching real traffic conditions. The breakthrough came when a forensic network engineer analyzed raw packet transmission data exchanged between the phone and the company's enterprise mobility server. At 3:16 a.m., 1 minute before the first false movement appeared, the device initiated a routine synchronization process. Hidden inside the firmware was a diagnostic feature designed for internal network testing. The feature allowed a device identity to be mirrored across multiple network nodes simultaneously in order to simulate traffic loads. Under normal conditions, the feature remained disabled in live environments. But during a recent firmware deployment, a configuration flag had accidentally been left active. Combined with a routing conflict inside the enterprise tracking software, the system began generating parallel location streams. One stream reflected the phone's real physical location inside the apartment. The second stream generated simulated movement data intended only for diagnostics. Both streams were treated as legitimate by different systems. Carrier networks authenticated both sessions, mapping services interpreted both as valid travel, and applications merged both into a continuous movement history. The phone itself never physically moved, but its digital identity had effectively been duplicated across network layers. What investigators initially believed was hacking or cloning turned out to be a systemic software failure. A diagnostic simulation layer had unintentionally entered live infrastructure and created a convincing but entirely false digital journey across the city. For several hours, every system observing the phone believed it had traveled across the city, even though physical evidence proved otherwise. The phone never left the house, but every machine watching it believed it had moved, and for a brief period, that belief became indistinguishable from reality.